Oh! Gesundheit. All right. First impressions are important, especially when you're a comedian. I was on the plane right here. A guy sat down next to me. Right away, he asked, "What do you do?" And I didn't want to tell him I was a comedian, but I didn't want to lie. So I said I work for a non-profit. The math checks out on that joke if you want to do it at home. 0 plus 0, carry the 0, still equals 0. I'm glad to be here. I barely made it. Got pulled over by a police officer. Quick tip, if you ever get pulled over by a cop and he asks, "Can I see your license and registration?" Don't say, "I think you mean, may I see your license and registration?" Because he may tase you. And if he does, don't say, "Do it again, I'm almost there." It doesn't work. It's not good. Doesn't work out. I've always been a bit of a grammar snob. In school, I remember once my elementary teacher asked me to give her an example of a demonstrative command. I said, "Go fuck yourself." A plus. Barely squeaked out of high school. Obviously. 2 grades put me over the top. One was the excellent grade I received on my final art project. Simple stick figure sketch of my art teacher, Mr. Garza, making out with the married Spanish teacher. I called that piece, "I Know." A plus, please. And the other grade that put me over the top was the excellent grade I received on my final Spanish project. Simple short story, written entirely in Spanish, but a certain art teacher making out with the married Spanish teacher. I called that piece, "Yo sé. La procedura, por favor." Quick etiquette question. Is there a polite way to tell your roommate they're playing their pornography too loud? Like without yelling in their face about it? Full disclosure, I'm asking for my roommate because he really yelled in my face about it. Like, he was not kind. I was like, "I turned it down, you turn it down, all right? Come on." I had to get out of there. He was a little too hip. He's too I couldn't understand a word he was saying. He wasn't foreign. He was just like so young and modern. He uses slang and abbreviations so much that every sentence is like a little cryptogram I have to decipher to pull meaning from. I once asked him how many beers he wanted from the store. He said, "Totes paws, prox like half does." What? Did you mean 6? 6 is like way easier to say. He was like, "Oh, absentives, TTFN." I said, "I'm moving out. Goodbye forevs." That's where I'm at right now. I'm at this place where I'm trying to fill all my friendships with like meaning and value, and if you're not working on that with me, goodbye forever, you know? Goodbye forevs. I can't hang with it. It's too much wasted time. I got these friends. I got a couple that's getting married. They don't talk to me for a long time. They asked me to register for their wedding online. I go online. The cheapest gift is $400 for a heart-shaped waffle maker. Well, I went online and I just registered you as sex offenders. That's the gift that keeps on giving. Goodbye forevs. I had a friend, he's a musician, doesn't talk to me for a long time. He hits me up to, "Hey man, can you give me some money to help me kickstart my new album? How about I start by kicking you out of my life? Goodbye forevers." Feels great, man. I got friends. I feel like I'm learning a lot about what everybody's up to without learning a lot about who people really are, and that bothers me. You know, I got a friend who makes a big deal out of getting together, but whenever we do, it's always like, "Oh man, have you seen this new show?" He just wants to talk about shows, all right? It's always the same way. It's like, "Oh man, I can't believe you haven't seen True Napoleon, Emperor Detective. You have to watch it." I have to? You just gave me homework. Friends don't give me homework. Friends give me drugs, all right? Why do I have to watch 150 hours of The Wire just so we can pretend like you understand how things really work out on the streets? Goodbye forevers. I'm a musician. I'm trying to expand my musical repertoire. I'm trying to like listen to a lot more music. There's a lot of positivity on the radio right now. There's a lot of like shake it off, a lot of let it go, and that's great. I just wish we lived in a culture that valued honesty just as much as we do positivity. Because like for every 1,000 times you hear a shake it off, there should just be one song that you hear once that's just like, "Listen to people's criticisms. Maybe following your dreams just isn't for you. Hey!" That would be great. balance things out, you know? Your first draft isn't always your best one. Write that shit over again. They say don't sing your punchlines. But some people weren't born with a voice of solid gold, so balances out. I'm in a lot of bands at the moment. I'm in an electro Johnny Cash cover band. We only cover Johnny Cash songs. You might have heard of us. We do I Walk the Line of Credit, The Ballad of the Boy Who Sued the Bank, a third funny one. I'm in a Barbra Streisand cover band. Streisand! I'm in a band that covers exclusively the songs of Rush, but slowed way the fuck down. And we're called What's the Rush? What's the rush, guys? Enjoy your life, you know? Final words. This is the part of the show where like a seasoned pro would take all these stray and disparate ideas and like weave them into a cohesive worldview that we could all take home with us. Must be nice. I'll say this, if I'm ever on death row and they ask for my final words, I'm gonna recite all of Shakespeare's Hamlet. I'm gonna do a whole thing. I'll do all the parts. I'll be like, double, double, boil it. Go ahead, make my day. Come with me if you wanna live. I'll do it line for line, is what I'm saying. The theory is if I do a good job, they will learn the moral of the story, realize that revenge is futile, and just let me go. If I do a bad job, I'll lull them to sleep and then make a sneaky getaway. All right. So, are you recording this set, baby? All right, well, I'll say this. Terribly rude, but you got me out of here on a non-laugh, and I think that's just cool with us. How about a round of applause for everybody here tonight? No bullshit. And that's it. I love you, you're beautiful, and good night. All right.